So last week we had Stuart. He's not here, but hopefully he'll be able to listen later. He was saying that he was having a hard time saying no and setting expectations. And this is something that I've struggled with for a long time. Nick, do you struggle with saying no? Do you have a hard time?
Oh yeah, I'm the same as you, where I just want to like impress people and I want to do a good job. And I'm kind of like what I did with you before. I like getting outside of my own comfort zone. The problem with that is that sometimes if you're out of your comfort zone, you fail. And so there's that fear of, well, maybe I can do it, maybe I can't, I'm going to try anyways. And then you end up burning yourself out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think all of us are kind of in the same boat. Can you see the presentation okay? Or is it just, oh, looks like I need to flip this around. Hang on just 1 second.
There you go, you got it.
Is it good now? We're good?
That's good, yeah.
Okay. So how to say no without feeling guilty. Does anyone here feel guilty when they say no or feel bad?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe all of us do.
I used to.
You used to, okay. Well, maybe we can get into how you've overcome that. So this was my morning, just today. So I'll take you through a couple conversations. It started at 7:00 a.m. I got a message from a friend. She says, good morning, what does your day look like? I said, morning, heading to the office at 7:30. Then I have a Zoom call from 9 to 10. And she said, I was gonna head over shortly, meaning the office, because she wanted to meet with me. And I said, I'll be here at 7:30. I just need to prep for a lesson. And I told her, like, I'm hopping on a call at 9. You're welcome to hang out in the office. I won't be longer than an hour. So she's trying to get stuff done and be in the office at the same time. And I felt bad saying no to her to come here because I needed to prepare for you guys. So you can see that was my first conversation when I woke up. And then I got another message from a friend saying that he needs help doing video. Like, look at this. This is within an hour. Like, how many times are we getting bombarded by people that are asking us for things and we want to help? Like, I want to help. So how do we say no to people and be gracious about it? That's the hard part. All right. I know it is for me. Does anybody else feel the same way?
Yeah, it's tough.
Exactly. Okay. So, like, why do you think we feel bad? Heather, why do you think we feel bad when we say no?
Because I think deep down we want to please people, and we also don't want to deal with the confrontation that could arise from saying no.
Okay. Alex?
For me, it's a little different. Like whenever we have like clients or whatever, and like they always expect things, and you like sign them up for something, and then the next minute they're like blowing up your phone at like 11 p.m. and you're just like, dude, what the hell? So for me, it's all like, I don't want to say no because I don't want to like piss off the client and then potentially like lose business in the future. So it's always like the business side of stuff on my mind. But that's like where my like hesitation comes in when people are requesting things and I'm just like, can I do it? Can I squeeze it in? If I say no, are you going to like get pissed and like not, you know, be as willing to work with us in the future? Or is that going to ruin our reputation? Is that going to, you know what I mean? So that's where my like anxiety comes from. But telling people no just because like I don't feel like it isn't hard for me. It's just more of like the business stuff because I don't want to like, you know, hurt the business reputation or kind of do that. But same thing, like if like whenever like I'm driving, like if I drive like too fast or I have too much road rage and there's like a Loops marketing sticker on the car, they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to find that company. So I have to like always think like, oh, I got to keep the business in mind. But
so what you're saying is don't put car graphics on your car.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't put your company graphics on the car so you can drive really fast.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. If I say no to a customer, if I don't answer their call on Friday at 11 p.m. like you, I'm going to lose the business or they're going to be unhappy with our level of service. What about you, Nick?
I think for me, I've got a very different take on this because I'm so like early in my career. Part of it is an anxiety or an insecurity that this is something I should know. If I want to say no to something because I feel like it's outside of like my skill set, there's a possibility that it should be part of my skill set, and I'm not quite aware of that yet. And so if somebody was to ask me to do something that I didn't know how to do, I would want to say yes and then like figure out how to do it on my own, because I wouldn't want to admit that I didn't know how to do something.
Ooh, I sense a little ego there, Nick.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right? That's definitely my demon that I struggle with. It's, yeah, I don't want to admit that I don't. I want to put the best foot forward at all times. I'm a marketer, right?
Nick and I can joke about that because we've been reading Ego is the Enemy, so that's why I said it to him. What about you? What about you, Lucy? Like saying no, like why do you think we feel bad?
Honestly, it depends. You know, like there's the family, friends, no, and then there's the clients, no. Family, friends, I think for me, it still is tough because you want to spend time with the people that you love, especially if you're working 24/7. But I guess it depends on prioritizing your tasks and, you know, deciding what's important. Is it important to go chill, or is it important, you know, to get stuff done? And like for clients, I think saying no, I think the biggest thing for me was I accepted the fact that if I said yes to them, I will be putting myself in jeopardy, you know, and my business. So I learned to say no, and a lot of, you know, at least the 3 times that I said no recently, they ended up saying like yes eventually to whatever it is that I was trying to pitch them.
Okay.
But I still say yes a lot more than I should. Like a lot more than I should.
Yeah. I don't think we're really like aware of how many times we are bombarded by questions for us to do things, and like it feels good to feel needed. So I did a little bit of research, and I wanted to know, like, because I'm also struggling with saying no. Like I'm a huge people pleaser, and basically what the top search result was about why we can't say no was that guilt is an emotion that we feel when you do something wrong. And if you hurt someone, you typically feel guilty. Therefore, saying no makes you hurt somebody, causing the emotion of guilt. And that doesn't feel good. And here comes the no cloud. You can feel it coming. Someone's asked you to do something and you know you can't do it. You know it's out of your capability, but you're worried that you're going to let this person down or they won't use you for another contract. So the storm comes and you start doubting yourself, and then you start feeling like a bad person. And after you say yes, you now feel super uncomfortable, and then you become almost depressed with this negative mindset. And just because you're denying somebody help doesn't mean you're a bad person. You're a good person, and we all need to remind ourselves that, okay? So anytime, Mitch Mills actually said this, he said, anytime you say yes, you limit your capacity to do the things that are important. So when you say yes to something, like you're not focusing on you. So how do we say no? I love this picture of, I just love this meme so much. I can actually like hear him say it in the back of my head. Did you guys get the worksheet? Did you guys see that worksheet on Creative Career Formula?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
I did see it, yes.
I downloaded it.
Okay.
No.
Oh, I see Cam's here. Hey, Cam. I'm going to open up the worksheet. Does anybody not have it?
I don't have it.
Okay, so let me just see here. I'll kind of walk you guys to it. So if you go to the Creative Career Formula page and you go under Files. Oh, you know what? You probably won't have it. Can I upload a document in Zoom?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I think so.
I think I can send this to you. Let me just see here. How are you, Cam?
Is it? Yeah, I got it. Perfect.
You got it?
Yeah.
Good. I just
Awesome.
tried to put my
Thank
computer
you.
to work. It's super slow. So
Your
Ah,
computer's
he
slow?
speaks.
yeah, like I can't see any of your faces except for Moosey's right now.
Oh, weird.
Hey.
Did you go to gallery view?
Yeah, it's just chugging along. I'm just having some computer slow issues this morning for some reason.
I was having the same problems, Cam. I found that a reset was what both my computers needed. There was an update.
Heather, did you get the worksheet?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna get into things. Cam, did you download it?
Not yet, but I have to go in 5 minutes or 10 minutes to an appointment, but I will download it right now.
You don't need to. So basically, I can just tell you what the gist of it is, so you guys know. The only way you can you see my my Word file? Like, can you guys see
Yeah,
this?
yeah, we can.
What I realized, actually doing the research for this, the only way you can say no is through practice. So we just need to practice. And that's what we're going to do today together. I know it sounds kind of corny and cheesy, but like the more we're aware of it, the more we know how to actually do it, then the easier it will come. It's like learning how to do a activity or a sport, learning how to play football or ski or whatever it is you do. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So let's get into it. So what are some kind ways, Heather? I'm coming to you and I'm asking you to help me with the project, and you know you're at like 95% capacity and you can't do it. What's a really nice way of saying no?
I could say, I'm sorry, but I don't have any availability right now.
I'm sorry, but I don't have any availability. Okay. Anyone else? Alex, I'm going to come to you. Alex, I need you to help me with this website. It's due next week. I have a budget of $5K. You know you can't do it. What are you going to tell me?
Yes. No, I'm just kidding. I'd love to, but I'm sorry. We're actually very busy right now. Is there any way we can push back the timeline, or would you be willing to have us work on it later?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. No, I need it next week, Alex.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't have any availability right now.
Oh, Alex, I thought you were going to support me and help me out with this.
Still keep going? Oh, I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm so sorry. We completely value you as a customer, but there's just no way I can meet that deadline.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'll find someone else. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, but I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh crap.
But can you imagine? Like, can you imagine I was like an asshole to you? Like, why would you want to work with me? Like,
Yeah, I guess
imagine,
that's true also.
it's just like, if we actually think of it that way, it's like, why is someone pushing me to do something that they know I can't? Like,
Yeah.
what does that say about them? So Nick, I need you to work on a project for me, and I need it before you go home. I know it's 4:30 and you have to be with your son, but I need it now.
Yeah, I've got family commitments. I can't today. Tomorrow morning, if it's able to be done, I'll do it right away.
I'm not super happy about it, but I guess we're gonna have to just wait.
Family first, right?
Yeah, nice. I like the smile. See how he did that? Like he smiled. So I felt more comfortable. Moosey,
Yes.
I know you've been working really hard on your own stuff, but I really need a project done on Monday. Can you get it done for me?
Listen, I have 2 other clients with a very similar problem to you, and even me, I am bombarded with work. Why don't we, is there a way that I could do this maybe on priority, but not Monday, maybe end of next week instead of Monday?
Oh, why are your other clients better than me?
It's not that they're better, it's just we signed everything last week, and you know, with everything that's going on and quarantine, you know, it's just the way it is right now. You snooze, you lose.
Whoa. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Throw it down. That's rough. That's good though.
Oh, that's funny. That is so funny. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I respect that. I like that. You matched my energy. That was good.
Awesome.
Okay. How did that feel?
For me, good. You know, just it doesn't usually work with every client. I think they have to be similar mentality to me, or at least, you know, the same vibe, so that I don't put them in an awkward position where they think I'm just kidding, because I am that person. So for me to put on a facade to satisfy someone else, it's not who I am.
Okay. Well, let's do the same thing. Who here feels like they struggle a lot with saying no? Heather. Okay, give me an example
on certain things.
Give me an example of what you have a hard time saying no to.
A lot of it is things like requests from friends to like hang out, or like, for example, last night after martial arts practice, people were like, oh, let's go for wings. And I'm like, oh, but I should go to bed. But I said yes and went for wings. Things like that.
Okay, so Nick, you're gonna do a little role play here with Heather.
Okay.
You're Heather's best friend right now.
What's up, buddy?
And you really want to hang out with Heather, like, and you haven't seen Heather for a while, and you feel like she's been ghosting you, and you're gonna try to convince her to go out for wings with you tonight. Go.
Sure. Hey Heather, after work, you haven't been in the office for a while. You want to go for wings and have a drink after work?
No, I really shouldn't. I have to be up for a meeting in the morning.
What about tomorrow? Is tomorrow open for you?
I mean, tomorrow's the weekend, so I could tomorrow maybe.
Okay, maybe. Well, I'll touch base with you tomorrow and we'll see how you feel.
Okay.
Oh, that one was too easy.
Yeah.
That was good. Okay, Alex, can you try that one with Heather?
Sorry.
You're her friend. You want her to go out for wings tonight. The only option is tonight.
Okay, Heather, there's this huge thing happening down at Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go.
I'm
not taking no for an answer. You need to get out of bed. Let's go right now. I'm coming over there. I'm going to get you.
No, I really can't today.
Don't give me no. I don't want to hear no. Seriously, you don't understand. It's the wing competition. If you
I really
my
wish
partner
I could.
in this,
but
I need
can't
you.
today.
What?
I really wish I could, but I can't.
Heather, come on. You know, you're my girl. You never let me down. I need you here.
I'm sorry, but it's not going to work out today.
Heather. Okay. I guess I'll call up Nick.
I'm sorry for being so easy on you. If I knew that's what's going to happen afterwards, if I knew my easiness would be repaid like that, damn, Heather, I'm sorry.
All right, Heather. See ya at work tomorrow. Heather.
Oh.
That little dig at the end.
Oh, that was good. Oh, I don't know if I could say no to you, Alex. That was good.
I know that was hard, even though I knew it wasn't real. Like, I feel so guilty saying no to going to this imaginary wing event. I don't even like wings that much.
Oh, that is so good. Thank you. That was fun.
All right, cool.
Are you feeling like a little bit better, Heather, or should we do another one?
No, I'm good.
You're good. Okay. Okay, who else is feeling like they're having a hard time saying no? Or do we feel like we've kind of got the point and we just need to practice?
I think we got the point. You know what also has been kind of weird? Having to do Zoom meetings with clients instead of in-person meetings. And out here it's like crazy. So we have like all these cases, and that's been kind of weird. Just like at first I was always kind of nervous to say like, hey, can we just do a Zoom meeting instead? Or can we just like do a conference call? But as time got on, I started like doing that more and I felt more comfortable. And the thing is, like, the clients actually like don't get upset about that. So it's been kind of like an eye-opener, because in my mind I'd always think like, no, I don't want to do a Zoom meeting. Like, I want to come meet with you guys in person. So it's been like, hey, I'm sorry, you know, everyone's quarantined right now. I'm going to have to see if we can do a Zoom meeting instead. And like literally everybody's been like, no, I completely understand. That's fine. Let's do that. So
Nice.
but just getting over that, like, I don't know if it's fear, but it's all that pressure of saying like, oh, I can't do a in-person meeting, but can we, you know, do a Zoom meeting instead? And they're like, okay.
Yeah, and I know the feeling, and I think everyone's kind of in that same boat. Like, nobody wants to say no. Like, everyone's just gonna try to like accommodate. But I think your clients probably respected you for that.
Yeah.
Potentially, I think so. So why don't we do a couple more scenarios and then just answer them together? Just in the Word document, there is a question that I really struggle with. Like, I have a hard time and I love your help. I have people that ask me to hang out all the time. And they want to go for coffee or go for lunch, and I feel guilty saying no. What's a nice way that I could say no to them?
I think maybe just being like honest is probably like the best approach. Just saying like, honestly, like, I'm really busy right now and I don't have time to go do that, but we'll have to reschedule. I think that's probably like the best approach with everything. Like, maybe just like being honest about like why you can't do something, and then
yeah, that's simple. Super simple, right? And I'm not making excuses, and it's true. Does anybody else have any other ways I could do that without making anyone feel bad?
I think that there's other ways, but I'm busy, let's reschedule, I think is like the best one, because then it's a no, but it's kind of a yes, so you don't feel as bad, and you can reschedule it for the future. Kind of cheating.
I've been rescheduling for like 2 years now.
Yeah. I'm a fancy French restaurant. Y'all got to book me like 4 years in advance.
I love that. Will, I see you're here, and you're gonna help with this, okay?
I'm okay. I feel like I'm actually here to learn.
Woo! Will and I were just talking this morning about how we both have a hard time saying no. So let's imagine that someone asks you for coffee next week and you've rescheduled with them 3 times, you think this is a good person to hang out with, potentially, but you know your schedule is too booked. What do you say?
And they keep asking
This is not a trick. I know that. The answer is no. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for me.
Okay.
Unfortunately, or what I typically do is I kick the can down the road. So I'm like, okay, is it possible that can we meet at a later time?
And do we want to meet at a later time? Like, because I feel like what happens is it snowballs. Like, I don't know about you, but then you get asked by a person again, and then you're shutting them down again. So what do you do?
It depends on the
with that?
relationship. It depends on the relationship. If I think it's a relationship I want to continue, reschedule.
So question to ask.
Yeah.
Is this worth continuing? And that might be something that we want to ask ourselves, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is definitely one of the hardest things to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard. But like, what if we don't want to continue? Moosey, like, what if you seem like a hard ass? Like, what if we don't want to continue the conversation?
No, honestly, like Will said, it's a matter if you want to continue the relationship, because I do have people that I want to spend time with. It's really like a matter of priorities. So I could reschedule and then repeat the cycle again and say no and reschedule, but at some point it's not gonna fly. You know, they're gonna stop either contacting you or asking you to chill. You know, even if it's a client, they're just gonna stop contacting you.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I believe.
I'll contact you whenever we're ready. Put it on them. So they're expecting you to call them back or schedule it when you have time. Instead of having them like keep asking, you could just say, "Hey, no, I'll reach out when I'm free. And we could meet something up."
Yeah, open-ended like that.
I have a question though. For like, imagine you have 10 of those kinds of relationships, like 10 of those kinds of things, or 20 or 100. At what point does it like mentally weigh on you where it's like, or if you run into the person, be like, oh, I owe you a coffee. How much of it is, I think, you know, the purpose of this is to learn how to say no. So again, the reason why I'm like, I'm here to learn, but I know I'm guilty of of doing that all too often.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a good point.
So I feel like practicing to say no is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to say no too, but you don't want to like burn the bridge with like the person that you care about, even if you don't think you're gonna, you know, spend like hours of your time with them. But
well,
there has to be some kind of balance where you're like, yeah, you know, like I said, like maybe just being honest, like honestly, like I'm really busy right now. Like I'd love to hang out with you, but I don't know when I'm gonna have time to do that.
Well, but maybe here's a question: like when someone says that to you, what is, you know, do you feel blown off? Do you feel like they have their stuff together? Do you feel like they care about you?
Yeah, I mean, especially if I'm wanting to hang out with that person and they're being honest with me, I feel like they probably would care about me, but you know, they're just like being like real about it. Like, I think authenticity goes a long way too. Like if someone's saying like, honestly, like I do care about you, I would love to hang out with you, but we're really busy right now and I don't think I have time to do that, and I don't know when I would, but as soon as I can get some free time, maybe we can recircle and talk about meeting up.
Sure. I think honesty is probably the best solution here. Just actually saying, hey, I don't have time. I'm going through a busy period or something. Is like I just things are busy, but I'd love to do this at some point in the future, but maybe I'll reach out to you.
Nice. I love that. That is a really strong way. Do you guys think that's a good way of dealing with it?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna move on from this because everyone looks like they're like done with this conversation. There we go. So before we say no, here's some things to consider. Does this relationship align with my vision? Where am I going? Does this person that is asking me to go for wings add value to my life? And is this a relationship I'd like to nurture? That's a question you could ask yourself when someone's asking you to go out. Is this relationship worth the investment? Well, this person that's asking you to go for coffee, this client that you know is just sucking your time because you know a lot about marketing and business and they just want to use you for your knowledge, which is fine, but is this worth your investment? Will this damage my reputation if I say no? So if this is a client that, you know, has a lot of pull in the community, if they want something at 11 o'clock p.m., Alex, is this a person that you should say no to? Maybe they're really counting on you for this. And is this a positive idea? Will this behavior continue if I say yes? If I'm always saying yes to this person, I'm always asking Will to help me out with things like randomly throughout the day. And he always says yes to me, even when he's exhausted. And he should probably learn to say no, because I'll continue saying yes because he helps me. So these are the things that we can think about. Okay.
Yeah. And then what happens if like those answers are no? Like, how do you actually like say no without like, I don't know if like leading somebody on is like the right way to say it, but like, what if like this person, like, you know, like you're not going to want to hang out with them, you know, like doesn't like, you know, do anything for the actual relationship. They're not really worth the investment. They're just trying to like learn stuff from you or just waste your time. Like, how do you actually like say no to that person? Is it just like,
what if you connected them with somebody else that you knew?
yeah, but what if they're still like, oh, I just want to hang out with you? Like, I don't like you. Stop. You gotta be the mean guy. You got to be the jerk and just say, no, don't talk to me anymore.
Just spaz out, just lose your mind. I don't like you, leave me alone. Like a crazy person. I don't know. I can't answer that. Does anyone else have any ideas? Everyone's silenced.
It's a tough one.
They're saying no. They're mastering the lesson.
Actually, I have a thought. Can you just rephrase the question?
Yeah. So with Tina's last slide, it was kind of asking us questions about, does it, I even forgot what it said, but something
Yeah,
like,
I'll go back.
Okay.
so this is kind of to your point too, Will, like when we were talking about, like, let's say that person who wants to go out for coffee keeps asking you, but like, let's say you're honest with that person and like, you just let them know, like, you know, I can't do this right now. I'm sorry, I'm real busy. But what if like that person you don't actually like want to hang out with, or all of these questions, the answer is no, like it doesn't align with your vision. It's not worth your time. Like, you know, it's not really a good idea, but that person keeps asking you, what do you do at that point? You just have to like literally just like say no, like I don't want to hang out with you, or how do you like?
I feel like the advice here is very similar. Like, our coach Christo tells us a couple things, and one of the things he talks about, like client relationship. Try to fire your client, and it can actually give them, like, it makes them almost like it creates more interest in you. You're more elusive. But in this case, if you don't really want to hang out with the person, I think the shortest answer, no. This has happened to me many times. It's like, I don't think this is a good relationship to have. I don't think, there's, like, unfortunately, or even then, unfortunately, I feel like I should actually write this out, but unfortunately, I don't have time to meet. I've got a lot of things on my plate. But yeah, unfortunately, I think actually end it there, because I think we all meander and get ourselves in trouble. I think reading that periodically. Unfortunately, I don't have time.
Yeah.
But I wish you all
End
the
it
best.
with a heart.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's
I don't have time, and then just walk away.
but here's another. Why do you owe someone an answer? Right? Someone will continue to ask you questions. Do you necessarily owe them an answer?
Yeah, that's actually the advice that a lot of people gave online, was don't give an excuse, because it's like, even Heather, I noticed you were doing it too, and I do the same thing. Well, I have to get up really early in the morning. Oh, well, we won't stay out that late. So if you give an excuse, it gives room for people to try to like work around your schedule. So Will's
Or we
right.
can-
Like, you just need to say no.
Or we can hang out earlier, or we can hang out another day, right? It's you leave that window open. But if you want to be definitive about your shutdown, no.
What if you almost did it in a way too, like, this is my thought, and I've been working on this for like a week now, and I'm like, how do I be nice about it? What if you just said something like, you know what, thank you so much for thinking about me. Like, that means a lot. Like, I hope you have a good time. Why don't you send me a photo of your time out? We'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Agreed. When you one thing I wanted to bring up is, think about some professions or some people who are notoriously busy. And if I think a doctor is what's coming to mind for me, is if they're not accepting new patients, do they say, well, we'll add you to a wait list? And say, no, we're just not accepting new patients. And I think it actually says a fair bit about that person. Like, I'm definitive, my time is valuable, right? And we don't judge them. It's like, that's a terrible doctor. No, if anything, it's actually, he must be a good doctor because he's full. And I feel like the older I get, the more I realize there are similarities between personal and professional. I think it's very, very similar. So actually saying no.
I'm not taking on many new friends.
Unfortunately, I don't have time to, I don't have time to meet. Unfortunately, I can't meet. All the best. Thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah, I like that. Like, it's like kind of commanding, but like, I respect you when you say that.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
Yeah.
Are we feeling a little bit better about this whole thing? Like, do you think we can practice this on our own now?
Yeah.
Okay. I would love to hear your guys's like feedback over the week of how you address saying no. Like, I'm going to give you guys some homework, and I want you to post your experience of saying no and what happened, because it would be nice to actually apply some of these things and then use it and then share our results, so then we can see how others dealt with it, because it's super uncomfortable.
Everyone,
Yeah,
go
sure.
say no to somebody. Even
Exactly. Okay, well, I know, let's end the no thing right now. I know Stuart was struggling with managing expectations, but does anybody else have anything that they want to chat about right now? Like, do you want to go over anything? Anything else?
I have a question, but I'll wait for others to go first.
I actually got to get going. I have a meeting at 10, so I'm going to jump off. But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate your time and info and help on this subject.
Nice meeting
Awesome,
you.
Alex. We'll talk to you later.
All
Good
right.
to see
See
you.
you guys next time. See you.
All
Bye.
right.
Okay, Moosey, what's up? What's going on?
So I actually have a question for you. In terms of prioritizing stuff, between running the business and doing work for the business. How do you prioritize, scheduling yourself between paid work and work that's not really paid, but it builds you a platform, to do business better? How would you split your time to focus on these two things?
A very good question. Do you have anybody working with you, or are you solo?
No, I'm solo, and I'm considering hiring people in the industries that I work in, because I'm reaching a point where I have to make a very good decision between doing the work or getting the work. And I love the getting the work part, but I'm stuck in the creative freelancer mentality of being an artist, wanting to take out that vision into the world and seeing it like really thrive with a brand that's not yours. It's just you kind of aligned with them with that vision. And I find that's where it's tough for me, because if I just get the work, then the people working with me are just going to be like everyone else. And there's that learning curve of you teaching them to kind of, because if you're really good at what you do, you could teach someone else to do it, in a similar way that you would, just with their touch. But that takes time. Mm-hmm. So for now, it's really like building a runway of like a financial runway for myself, that I could take on freelancers, people that love what they do, and I just help them, build a brand for them, but they will be part of the BIG team.
Right. Okay. So you feel this sense of, I need to expand and hire someone. Is that correct?
Yes. I'm actually at a point where I feel it's very important to hire an assistant, not really an assistant, but someone that's flexible enough to help out as a second hand, be it like editing photos or uploading content to a site or sending presentations to potential clients. But I think I'm going to make that jump like pretty soon.
Okay. This is a really good question for Will. Are you available, Will, or are you on a call?
I'm actually just about to get on a call, but I can take, actually I should jump in on this call because it's 10 o'clock exactly. But what was the question again, just quickly?
Just about basically prioritizing and then potentially taking on like their first employee.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the answer is that transition isn't like, you're in the business and then you're working on the business. You have to oscillate and you have to spend more time doing the things that you're better at. But the thing that I notoriously get myself in trouble with is I don't document well enough and train well enough. So I keep getting pulled back. So, but you get better at it over time and you're able to like train people more effectively. So, and you can start now, essentially, if you're really not enjoying, or if you're no longer enjoying the creative work and you want to do more of the sales stuff, start finding someone who can do the creative work and start training them right away. They won't meet your vision on day one. It'll take some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Will. I appreciate that.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Good luck. I got to run, but
Okay.
Thank you so much for letting me join in that meeting.
Yeah, that was fun.
Will.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. I realize like Will is a very smart, intelligent man. And I feel like he's gotten himself in so deep into his work that like he doesn't know sometimes where to start to train people to do some of the things he does, because he has this mentality that I need to do this. So Christo actually taught me this. And I remember having a complete breakdown with him, like bawling my eyes out. This was about 3 years ago. And he said, Tina, if you want to grow, you need to stop doing work. And I had built my identity around my work, like doing design and branding. It was therapeutic for me. I love being creative. And he's like, you're not going to get along with the people you work with if you're continuing to micromanage them and do everything. Like you're just not going to grow. And that was the day that I started weaning myself off of doing client work. And I was pleasantly surprised that our team is 100 times more capable than I am of doing the work. You know why? Because they're not pulled in 100 different directions. They're focused on doing that one thing. So if you can find someone to do just one thing for you, whether it's going through your emails or uploading files to a website, you
It'll
can
probably be,
go
it'll
ahead.
probably be the most common thing between, you know, the requirements that I'm looking for and a job position. Like a designer, for example, would suit it more than a photographer or an assistant, just because they would get the lingo and they would get the background and all that. But I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah. So what could you afford to pay somebody in a week?
Negative 500.
Negative 500. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke.
No, I want to know. It's important.
Honestly, it depends on the line of work that I stick with, because like I mentioned, I have this pull between creating content. That's really like what drives me. I think design and creating content is really what gets me going. But a lot of what's being asked of me right now is a lot of websites, and it's what's making the business profitable. But when I focus on content, it's like I know for a fact that my level and what I want to be able to do, there's a mismatch. And that's why like I launched my own like YouTube channel and stuff, because it's going to be a creative outlet for me to get the ideas in my head out, test them out, and see it because I want it to fail. You know what I mean? Because the faster I fail at it, it's the faster that you get to know why it failed and you have a better idea than the day before.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing, and maybe Heather and Nick, if you hear something different, jump in. But what I'm hearing is that you want a little bit more playtime, and you're kind of working for everyone else and not really getting what you want. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes, it's not really playtime. It's honestly, I know what's going to make the business like succeed and be the business that I know it could be. And it's not doing the kind of work that I'm doing. I have to let go of everything and really restructure the business as a content marketing agency. So have nothing but content marketing. But the thing for me is, and that would be another question for you, is the brand identity for me so important that a lot of times I would say no to people because they're so uptight about keeping their brand identity. And I just think it's not the right thing for me to work with you. If you're really stuck up on something so small in your vision because, you know, you've spent a lot of money in the past, or someone told you that it looks great and you really think about their opinion. But the matter of the fact is, at the end of the day, numbers don't lie. And I have a couple of clients that know the value of this, and the process with them is so much easier because they're already sold on, you know, what you're doing. It's not you're trying to sell them anything. But I don't know. I feel like it's not an easy decision to make, to stop doing what you're doing because you're getting paid for it, and to pursue something else because that's actually the reason you got in business. So you're in another rat race of sorts.
Yeah. Well, I kind of hear what you're saying. Does anybody have any advice?
I think like I've been kind of doing a bit of work here, so I'm only hearing a little bit. Like it's my own fault for not being fully attentive. But something that I said to a friend of mine the other day is that like a lot of people worry about leaving money on the table, or in this case, like, you know, brand equity, where you put so much work into your brand. But we also need to remember that we're people, and leaving joy on the table is way more disastrous than leaving money on the table. And so maybe it's not about saying no because the client isn't right or you got too much work. I think it's totally fine to say no because you want a day off, because you want to go have that playtime. You are your biggest client, and you need to serve yourself first.
Amen.
It's hard though, because that comes into like that selfishness where like time with yourself doesn't earn you any money. Time with yourself doesn't earn you any prestige. It doesn't get you anywhere, but it's mental health and maintenance. And if you're not working for your own joy, then why are you even working? Right? Nobody works 7 days a week.
I agree with you. Honestly, I don't think it's leaving playtime on the table. It's just like I mentioned to Tina, it's really prioritizing, you know, what's the most important thing to keep the business going. And a lot of times having that playtime, it's not really playtime. It's, for me, I'm looking at it as a content marketing strategy, but I know it's playtime because I enjoy it too much.
But that's good. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. It's just, honestly, I think it's the hardest decision for me to make because I've dug a rabbit hole so deep that taking newer risks is life threatening at this point. By the way, just to give you an idea, I moved from Egypt to Montreal almost 12 years ago to be an industrial designer. Long story short, 10 years later, I'm a product designer, just digital products, not physical products. But the mentality is still there. I just did it on my own and made my own path. So I am on a mission and I feel the pressure and the weight and all this. And by the way, I haven't been back to Egypt since I'm literally on a mission. So the pressure of that, you know, forget about like family and all that. I have zero influences when it comes to that. They're green light everything. They've always been green light. But for me now, I think this is the first time where, as a business owner, I put my own red light because of knowing how far down the rabbit hole you can go further from here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it comes down to like vision, like what do you want to do? And that's the hardest thing to figure out because we're all on this journey, this creative journey, and it doesn't end. Like it's relentless, you know, once you've achieved something, there's something else to do. So it's just, I guess, figuring out what it is you really want. Do you know what it is you really want?
Yeah, I know what it is that I really want.
What is it? Tell me.
I want to help people unconditionally without money.
Okay. And how do you do that?
How do I do that? I've done that multiple ways, actually. The first one where I noticed it and it impacted my life was, I used to be a mechanic. I love cars. That was the first bump I got in the road. I was like, if I can't go into the program that I love, I'm going to go into something I love. And that was cars. So I got into the business. I actually started a detailing business because I was attracted to the visuals. You see, it started from back then. I was so attracted to the visuals of the car that I didn't care about mechanics, but I cared about detailing the car. And I started doing the work for myself. And people would pull me over in parking lots, in gas stations, and in car shows, and even driving in the street. They would ask me to pull over. They would ask me, where did you get your car done? And I would tell them I did it. And that was my first way of getting business for myself, by doing the work first and pouring your passion into it. I've done that with jewelry as a passion. I made jewelry for myself because I had a dream. I was wearing a bracelet, looked everywhere online. I couldn't find it. I picked what I wanted to do with it, black diamonds with whatever cord that I got, and I made it, and people started asking me for it. My entire life I was doing that. You do something that you're passionate about, people see that, they pick up that energy, and if you want to continue it as a business, it's up to you. But for me, I knew that that was not what I loved. But for me, it was figuring out ways to make products or things better. And most of the time, I found people that did it, that could benefit from it, and they were on that path. So for me, it was easy to share my knowledge with them. And people around me, you know, family, friends, they told me, why are you doing that? They're literally taking your business model. I'm like, but it's not, for me, it's not a business. For me, it's a passion. So I've always helped people without knowing, just because I was able to experience whatever industry that I'm in and kind of figure out the things that make it be on the good side or on the bad side, and be able to share that with someone in the industry and see them use it. For me, that was like the biggest thing. But in the world that we live in, you cannot do this as a business, but it's who I am as a person. So maybe the best decision for me would be to hire like a business partner that's more on the business side, and I would focus on the creative stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, I know that. I know that's what I have to do, but it's so hard to do.
Yeah, that's what I did. Before Will and I partnered, I was kind of like you. And I'm so happy that I'm working with somebody who's really good on the number side. who actually really loves that side of the business. So I can spend time helping people because we have similar passions. And you do need support. Like, we can't do this alone. And it's nice to say you built this all by yourself, but there's some really powerful things that happen, like you're saying, when you do partner up with someone, and it's scary. But it sounds like you're almost ready to do that. When do you have a deadline for yourself?
My deadline is my runway. Listen, let's put it like this. I've invested up to $25,000 into equipment and business gear over the years. Just this year alone, I've doubled that just because of quarantine and taking time to reinvest it into the business, to, instead of, continuing that same path of, yeah, we do this, I really want to niche out into what I'm passionate about, because that's what I could, provide most value to people. It's really, if I focused on what I'm really good at, instead of focusing on the things that I know I can do better than others, but it's not my core, you just end up not focusing your energy on one thing. And it's like anything in life. You focus a beam of light somewhere with a magnifying glass, it's eventually going to start burning. You know what I mean? But if you move it all over the place, it's going to heat up, but nothing's going to happen.
Have you spoken to any agency owners that want to partner up?
I have tried everything. It's just my kind of person does not, like, you have to really know me to get to know my intentions. Okay. I'll tell you that, because 95% of people that I approached just to do it as a business partnership, it failed. And 99% of times where I approached people and we built a friendship, or they got to know me with no business, like zero business. I tried zero pitching. I don't do anything. And they asked me genuinely what I did. And I got into it and I started showing them when it was genuine. All of my clients are repeating clients, like since day one. You know what I mean? And most of my new clients are referrals. I do zero marketing, zero. And also that's something that I want to start, doing, but I feel that I need to have a niche before I can do that.
Okay. So what do you want help with right now? What do you need help with?
Honestly, I think you helped me with the time management and hiring someone else. It's going to be like, I'm going to have to make a decision whether I do that with my actual business or with Black Magazine Productions. At least Black Magazine Productions, for me, I want to use it as a case study.
Where's the money coming in from?
So everything gets billed under Big Creative Services.
Okay. And is that where your revenue is coming in from?
Yeah.
Okay. So then is that your answer?
Well, my answer is the work comes in through me. So I can say whatever, honestly. Like, I've had so many brand identities that I've made over the years, not knowing it, like the detailing this and jewelry, that there's so many things that I learned to be the business. I am the business. So when someone reaches out for me and asks me, I literally tailor something to them based on their niche. If they want content, I send them to Black Magazine Productions. They want design work, hopefully I'll finish the website in time.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? So it's really focused.
You're doing, it's funny, like Will and I've had this conversation a lot, and I hear you talking and I feel so much empathy for you and relatability, because I know what it's like being where you're at. When you're in a leadership position, you almost want to look for someone else to help solve your problem, but the fact is only you can do that, and it's scary when you're the breadwinner. But it sounds like what would really help you is if you had a supporting position. Even if it was a small contract, 10 hours per week, where someone uploaded things to a website, it doesn't matter what it is, or help you create content. Even starting off small will take the pressure off of your shoulders and give you the confidence you need to keep moving forward and getting the right kind of contracts.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's going to be a tough decision to make. You know,
Yeah,
hiring.
well, it's just
someone for
here, right? Like you just need to decide that you're going to do it and just do it. And nobody's going to like force you to do it. Like mama's not going to come and say, Moosey, get your ass off the couch and go out there and hustle. Like you have to tell yourself, and that's the hardest part, right?
Yeah, but honestly, it's not the problem for me to get up and get to it.
Then what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
You know that like almost everything that I do professionally is self-taught.
Yeah.
Almost everything that I do professionally is self-taught. From photography to cinematography to motion design to even 3D rendering.
I believe you. I actually am like, I wonder if he painted that piece of art in the back. I wouldn't be surprised. It's like one of the most beautiful pieces I've seen.
Thank you. I actually did it with the girlfriend. We took a day off.
It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. So you know, you can do it. You just need to ask for some help, right? Let me know if you need help crafting a job posting. I'm really good at this. I know Heather's also really good at it now. And we're here to support you. So even if you want to start crafting something and you want to put it into the group or send us a message, we'll be happy to support you. I think you already know what you need to do.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Great. Well, I think we should end it here unless anyone else has anything pressing.
No, I'm good.
All right. Good to see everyone. Thanks for coming.
Nice seeing you guys.
Nice to see you, Lucy. Bye, Heather. Bye, Nick. We'll see you later.